Welcome to Two Dudes Do. I'm Josh.
And I'm Shae.
You guys on the video monitor now, we have to actually pay attention to what we're looking at when we talk. Thanks for coming out.
Literally, for the last 20 minutes on our audio podcast, we went on a 20-plus minute rant on Monopoly.
As you guys can tell by the title, we're talking about our favorite games as a kid. Not only video games, we're also going to branch it into the board game area and any other games that you might have played when you were a kid.
I know one we probably might be talking about. Ninja. Oh, another one. I didn't think about that one. That's a good one.
We are going to talk about Ninja a little bit, probably.
That is a good one.
But let's go with, first off, guys, like we've said before, we're trying to speed up these episodes a little bit so there's less just jargon in the front. You don't need to know about our
That's
week.
the audio podcast land.
Yeah, you don't really need to know about our week. You guys don't care. You just want to hear about the topic. So here's what it is. This is the topic at hand. It's games.
Favorite games.
As we all know, Shae's favorite gaming console was PS2. My favorite was probably the GameCube or PS2. It's right in there. It's right really close in mixture. We had Siphon Filter a lot. And the best part about Siphon Filter, guys, is he looks for whatever he's looking for, is there was a mode on it. You would literally have an air taser, which does not do this in real life, but you'd zap a guy with an air taser, it would hick onto him, and you just hold that air taser on him, and it would stun him. You'd hold it just long enough to incapacitate him, or if you held it for like a minute, it would burst him into flames. It was hilarious and so bad for my mental capacities, but great, hilarious. So yeah, Siphon Filter 2.
I had to grab some stuff.
Oh! Just the Worst is coming at you.
Hi.
And if you guys can notice, we've got our billboard now for our stickers. It's not going down here anymore. It's actually going on the board. So this is our first sticker for the board. So if you guys actually have a sticker from a podcast you'd like to put on here, send it to us. You can get a hold of me in a message.
Eventually this will go on the wall.
Yeah, via comments or whatever. But yeah, so all the podcast stickers are going to go up on this board. And they hold really well, so that's good.
Do I sound any different now?
I mean, they probably can't even hear you hardly. It absorbs a lot of sound. But yeah, so on to the topic at hand. What was your favorite games as a kid? As far as video games.
Video games? Well, I'm going to have to mention, obviously, a lot of games when I was younger. Mentioned with me and my cousins playing video games. One of the games we played a lot was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 or 4.
Man, what a good game. I spent so many hours on that game.
And basically, any of the Tony Hawks in the PS2 and PS1 era.
Classics.
Very good. We don't talk about Tony Pro Skater 5.
No. That's where it went off. Skate took over at that point.
Skate was also really fun. That's another one I'm going to have to mention, too.
Yeah. So,
but I'm going to mention that more in just skating games in general.
I see. He's got visual aids.
I got some visual aids. I'm going to pop them up there if I do name things. I'll just have Tony Hawk just doing a kickflip or whatever.
He's got that one album, the actual picture cover of the game case. That was a good one.
Yeah.
He's like upside down almost.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just put that, right there.
There you go.
It's any skateboarding game.
We've started adding special effects into our podcast. So,
but, just going head-on-head, story modes, they had them all. The different tricks.
Battle.
And other ones, they started having more focus on story while also being able to make your own moves, making your own skater.
Christ Air. That was my favorite move, dude. I would, in one of the games, I think it was Skate, there was a challenge was to hurt yourself massively.
Yes.
And there was this one hill that you'd bomb, and you could take off, and you'd be in the air for 30 seconds. I would always do a Christ Air on that one. You'd be like, boom, and it'd start spinning. I'd be like, Christ Air. He's sacrificing himself, people, for the good of the game.
For the good of the game.
And then hit a car.
And now guys, Skate is a little bit different story. When I first started playing Skate,
different controls,
different everything. It was more. I like it now as an adult, but as a kid wanting to play Tony Hawk.
Yeah, it was different. It was too different almost.
It was too different. Because Tony Hawk was made for younger kids. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'd say it was.
Skate was really made for more teenager to even more young adult. Because you had to hold moves differently. If you didn't land it right, you fell or you got significantly reduced points.
Yeah.
It was just a really cool game. And the main thing we used Skate for was seeing who can get the highest paint score.
Of course. What else was there to do? Actual campaign?
Actually, it was a pretty good campaign. We did that too.
It was great. But yeah, no, once you finish the campaign, it was all about destroying yourself.
So much fun, those games, though.
Yeah. So, back to, what was your favorite games?
So, my favorite game.
This is PS2. PS2, guys. PS2.
To this day, I have played this game even as an adult. It's going to sound weird. I just love this game that much.
Up there.
Scooby-Doo, Night of 100 Frights. You can ask my dad. You can ask my sister. You can ask anyone that knew when I played this game. I don't know what the disc said.
I've actually never played this game.
It is so good.
Raggy? Ralph? Relma? Red? Where are you? Of course you can say where are you, but you can't say.
Yeah.
Sorry. I love Scooby-Doo. He's hilarious. A great game. I'm sure. I never got to play it.
It was so good. So it was an open world platformer that had different power-ups and you beat different bosses, and the bosses were all based around Scooby-Doo villains. There was the Black Knight, which also let me put
One
this
of
in
the
here.
best villains ever.
Scooby-Doo as a kid was my crap, man. So when this came out, and I played it, and it was good.
I can believe it.
Not even good. I would consider it a hidden gem on the PS2, even though it's a greatest hits. I would still consider it a hidden gem compared to like Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, no, it's one of those ones that if you were in the know, you played it. If not, like me, I didn't see it. So
it was amazing.
Plus, I didn't have a PS2. The only PS2 games I got to play was my uncle's.
The main bosses were, you had the Black Knight, the Green Ghost, Captain Redbeard.
Of course.
I feel like there's another.
The big zombie-like guy.
Oh, they had the Creeper, but he was not a boss. He was just a regular mob. There's a fourth one, I'm pretty sure. Okay, sorry, I gotta think.
The robot? The werewolf?
Nope, those were both just regular
Tiki
mobs.
Man?
Nope, regular mob. Crap, I don't remember. Maybe there's just 4 bosses. Maybe.
12 levels.
12 levels is an understatement. That's 12 hub worlds.
12 huge level based on classics.
Yeah. It was amazing. It took me years as a kid to beat this.
Great game.
Great game. So many secrets. I've never 100%ed it. Never. I really should, but I haven't. But the issue is, I don't have it anymore. I have a PS2, but I don't have the disc anymore. I lost it. And the only way I can play it now, besides actually ordering a new disc off like eBay, which I don't trust eBay with PS2 games.
I have bought GameCube games and stuff off of eBay. Worked fine.
I remember
Found them off Amazon better though.
Yeah, one Christmas, I got like 100 games they bought off of eBay. 2 of them worked.
Oh.
That's why I never ever trust eBay. Do you know how hurting it is for Christmas? They spent $100 on video game for the PS2, and none of them work. Besides 2 games, and guess what games they were? Sports games. The games I hate the most, and probably that's the reason why.
Probably.
Because I saw like they had Scooby-Doo. I'm like, yes! 'Cause as you can probably tell, the SF. This was actually my dad's one that I could never take home. I could have, I just never asked.
He has it now.
I haven't. Oh yeah, I have it now.
Sort of.
I could not find the disc, but I have the case, and
Nostalgia purposes.
I love this case.
If you're a true gamer, you still buy the game, even though it's just a key. It's more of nostalgia. You want to have that case in your hand. You want to hold it. You want to touch it. You want to smell it. Taste it.
Also, there's no beating that new game smell.
Oh no, yes. You pop that open. It's very, very distinct.
Oh, so good.
It's nice.
It's so much fun.
As well as his was Scooby-Doo. I actually didn't play any platform like that kind of game as a kid. I played a lot of Super Mario Brothers on NES. I'm a little older, obviously,
yes.
So yeah, I'm a little weird. But I played a lot of Super Mario Brothers. Played a lot of Donkey Kong. A couple other games. Played Legend of Zelda on the Nintendo. Awesome game, by the way.
Awesome.
Not my favorite as a kid, though. I will say, as I got older, it got better.
Yes.
As would you do with anything. One of my favorites was, I think it was on PlayStation 1, they made a Spider-Man game.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I played this too.
And I played it with my friends Abby and Javier every Sunday morning before we go to church.
Yeah.
And if they got to hang out, we'd play it too, if we could. Most of the time we were playing outside. That was what kids did back in my day.
Weird, right?
Yeah. Why would we play outside? There's dangerous people out there.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, so we would play outside. But when we were playing games, it was either Super Mario Brothers or the Spider-Man game. And the Spider-Man game changed my life.
It's so good.
So great. So when I was much younger, that was probably my game. Then when I was about 10, my mom and dad got me the GameCube. I think that's about the right time. They got me the GameCube, and the game they bought with it was Call of Duty, which completely changed my life. But the other game that they got with it was Luigi's Mansion.
Oh my gosh.
And honestly, it was the first game I ever played with it, so I didn't think it was...
Doesn't feel right.
Well, I was like, I don't think it's going to be a good game. It's not a big deal. You know, it's Luigi. It's fun. I'm sure it'll be fun. It's the Mario Brothers. My mom really didn't know what it was. She just saw Luigi on it and was like, oh, that's Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
One of the greatest games on GameCube
It is
ever.
so underrated, it's not even funny.
I mean, wow. I spent so much time.
Every person
I
you've
had to
ever
play
asked...
through it twice.
Every person you've ever asked, have you ever played Luigi Mansion? It's either no or yes.
Oh my gosh, that's why. Do you have it? Yeah. No, literally, I had a GameCube, but I did not. This is back when you actually had to have memory cards.
Yes.
You stuck in the games. Yeah, I didn't have a memory card. My mom and dad did not know that we needed a memory card. Because NES, it would save on the system.
PS2 didn't do that either.
No, you had a memory card for that, but we didn't have PS2.
Yeah.
My uncle did, but they didn't think about needing a memory card. PlayStation needed a memory card, but they it's Nintendo. It's the same.
It's the same, yeah.
It should save on its own, which I don't understand that. You go from NES, which was able to save on its own, to this and no save?
I'm going to say because back in the day they couldn't probably put it into the disc. Because to this day now you don't put it into the disc.
I guess. Yeah.
Because discs are different than hard.
The cartridges didn't hold it, did it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the NSS cartridges
had the NES held it, yeah. They had their own memory cards built into it.
Into the cartridges themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
That's why.
I didn't know that.
Discs could not do that. They could not.
Okay, so that makes sense. But
I'm assuming, or
they didn't know I needed a memory card. Yeah. I don't blame them for it. But so I put it in Luigi's Mansion, instantly got hooked, played it all night long, played it for 3 days straight. I'd go to my grandma's. This is where I plugged it in first, and I didn't want to turn it off because of how far I got the first day. Played it for 3 straight days, got all the way to the last boss, had to go home. Next day I come up, it's off. I'm like, who turned off my game? They're like, oh, my grandma goes, I did. It was still on. I thought you left it on by accident. I'm like, no, grandma, you don't understand what you just did to me.
Emotional damage. Emotional damage.
Yeah, so then I had to go back through it, and I didn't have a memory card again, so I beat it in 3 days this time. and every time I left, don't turn it off.
It got real.
Yeah, that was my very first.
You know what I do miss talking about memory cards?
I absolutely destroyed it. The case spot, yeah.
Yeah, spot for it in your case. You could always take it with you.
If you bought a specific memory card for that game, it could go with that game at all times.
Which honestly was useless if you got an 8 megabyte for PS2.
I had big memory cards.
Never emptied.
I had a 64 megabyte.
Oh, that was so full. It wasn't even funny.
It was so big.
You know what's funny nowadays? We're like, oh, I want a terabyte hard drive. And then it was like, a terabyte? And which now terabytes are honestly kind of almost necessary. Yeah. 500 gets really sweating. Mm-hmm. But back in the day, oh yeah, dude, here, throw in my 8 megabyte.
Here's an 8 megabyte. I got plenty of room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you were like, here's a 64 megabyte. Save it 5 times. I don't care. They're like, what's wrong with you? My mom and dad bought me a PlayStation memory card that I swear was this big.
Yep.
Right? And it was fat. And it had 2 buttons, A and B.
Yeah.
You had 2 sides to it.
Yep.
I was like, dude, this thing's amazing. I never filled that thing up.
Never could.
It died before I filled it up.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is awesome.
Save files were so small.
32 megabytes, you were a king. 64 megabytes, you were a god. You're like, yes, cower before me in all your memory.
Another!
I'll have another wrench. Excuse you? Sorry, Mom. Can I have another soda?
Can I have another dew?
Sorry, Mother Queen. Might I have another Mountain Dew? I only wish for one more.
No, honey, your bedtime's in an hour.
That's what I thought. You're not getting it. You're getting apple juice. I love apple juice, Mother. Water it is, then. I'm not thirsty anymore.
I do like bottled. I said out of the tap.
That was actually pretty good back in the day. Might I have Doritos? Doritos? I don't think so. You're gonna have Lay's. Barbecue? No, the original with no ruffles.
And no water.
Ah! Why the grease? I won't be able to play my game.
That's the point. Okay, we need to...
Yeah, sorry. We went down memory lane real quick.
Oh, man.
That was obviously our favorite games as kids. The big ones.
I'm gonna give a smaller credit, because this game, when I think of favorite games, first spot, Spyro. Well, I like Spyro too. And obviously, Crash and Spyro is also in there. We don't need to discuss those. They have their own videos.
Yeah. They're good.
They're good. They're good.
But it's not the first thing I think of when I think of favorite game.
No, I just know they're really good.
Is Luigi and
another game that I think of immediately.
Siphon Filter.
Sly Cooper, another platformer on the PS2.
That's a good one.
And then Ratchet and Clank, another platformer on the PS2.
Obviously, once we hit about teenage years, Call of Duty started taking over pretty hard.
13 is when I started playing.
Really, Call of Duty really took off for me when I got the GameCube, but I really didn't spend the kind of time like I do now, when I was at college, until multiplayer came out in Call of Duty 4.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have World at War. But, like, I spent a lot of time when I was at college online.
You want to think one of the nice things?
I used to spend one whole night, beat the game, and be done.
You know what's the nice thing about being older, we got to experience the revolutionary of online gaming.
Yeah,
Like, kids nowadays take it for granted, but
they
when
don't understand.
when it first came out, like, consistent, like, not Xbox Live on the Xbox original.
No, when it
When it, like,
PS3 and Xbox
360,
it was like, what's going on? What are you doing? Oh, I'm playing with guys from Australia. Well, how? Through the internet.
It was
You can do that?
It was mind blowing. Like, honestly, that's what got me hooked.
Game
And you
changer.
could talk to them.
Yeah, the talking ability was cool. That's what made Xbox 360 so good. It was in-game chat.
Yeah, they did.
Whereas PS3 did not.
No, it was in-game.
Yeah,
chat.
it was like literally like in the game.
There was party chat and then there's in-game chat.
Party chat was what made Xbox.
PS3 only had in-game chat. PS4 brought in the party chat system. Which
Finally.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, that's what made Xbox 360 so good. You'd be like, I'm just going to talk to my friends only.
And then I can go play Halo on single player.
Ooh. Or you could play Halo together and really be a unit and talk to each other like, we're going this way.
And it sounded better than in-game
Yeah, you
chat.
could actually hear each other.
I mean, even to this day, like when me and Josh played Zombies on PS4, we stayed party chat because it sounded so much better.
Yeah, game chat sucks.
Yeah, it does. But back
in the day, it was all we had. It was like, oh no,
let's do it.
You get to hear the other guys die.
But back in the day, not back in the day, but my favorite games definitely, ironically, there were games I played as a kid, which probably because they're the most impactful to me.
Yeah, I don't think
Ratchet and Clank, Spyro, and Crash. I play a lot of those, but I don't really have as much fond memories as I did when I played Scooby Doo, Sly Cooper. Those two Scooby Doo only has one game, but those games, Sly Cooper,
yeah. Now,
loved it.
For that, at the same time when I turned a teenager, I had Call of Duty, but the game I would play a lot with my father was Tiger Woods Golf.
Oh yeah,
my dad spent days on that. I spent a couple days. My dad was like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I remember you telling all these stories.
Yeah, and it was a big game. I mean, it was probably our favorite game because it was constant challenging.
Oh yeah.
It didn't like Call of Duty. If you're not in multiplayer, once you beat the game, it's over. You remember it. You know, you can try it on harder levels, but there wasn't a whole lot to it back in the day.
Same thing with Crash Bandicoot. Me and Josh, going
through it again,
challenging each other like, "Hey, beat your time."
Oh, really? CTR?
No,
Ooh, got the Feng Shu. I got you.
Crash 3. Oh.
But yeah, so I mean, Hog Wild. But yeah, so we did a lot of fun stuff. But yeah, it's just different. Back in the day it was different.
Yeah.
That's just video games. I mean, did you have any board games you really liked?
I really did like Yahtzee.
Yahtzee was fun. Yahtzee I played on the ground because I didn't want to die.
Yeah, that story.
That's audio long. You have to go and find that story otherwise. Yeah, no. My favorite board game as a kid, I really liked Guess Who.
Guess Who was great
because it was about deduction, and I really liked Clue. I'm really good at Clue.
Every time I think of Guess Who now,
the racist Guess Who game.
No.
There's a video about racist.
I can imagine.
It's not PC. I'll show it to you later.
I can imagine. No, freaking. It's got freaking. What's his name? It's from Pulp Fiction. Does he look like a? And you just
does he look like a?
And you just see the little girl just throw down every single one of them.
Does Marcellus Wallace look like a? So I'm not gonna say it, so you don't have to bleep me. But yeah.
Oh man.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Now that would be funny. This one's funny because it goes. You have to be PC.
Yeah.
Is it a woman? Is your person a woman? What do you mean by women?
Oh boy.
Oh jeez. Does it have feminine qualities? If you mean feminine qualities, you meaning lipstick or long hair, then maybe. But I'm not considering that to be a woman. You're like, oh gosh. So I'll show you the video. It makes you frustrated, but it's funny.
I can imagine already.
But my absolute favorite was not Candyland. I never understood Candyland as a kid.
I don't understand it.
I was like, so you pull a card, and if it's 2 greens, you get to go to the second green spot or whatever.
I haven't played Candyland since I was like 8 years old.
Escalators. Eels and escalators.
Escalators!
Eels. Yeah, gosh, that was really bad looking. I went back to kid age. I went back to when I was a kid. Sorry guys. Sometimes I go back there.
Man,
especially when we're talking about nostalgia. No, probably my favorite board game as a kid was Life.
Oh,
we would play it with my family, and it was one of the games that you didn't really have to have any skill. You just had to make good decisions.
Yeah.
That was really good.
And just roll, luckily.
It was a spinner.
Yeah, you're right.
It made me feel like I was on Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, I wish you do have a whoo.
So, yeah, I think that was my favorite board game. You know, I had sports games I really liked. Real quick, because we did say we were going to talk about Ninja, and we'll talk about another game in the audio land.
Yes.
But Ninja is a fun game. It's literally you have two hands, and the idea is you can only move one hand at a time, or make one solid movement at a time. And the idea is that you're trying to smack their hand out of the way, and you're trying to you're trying to knock their hands out, but you can only make one move at a time. Whole body move if you want.
You can dive on the ground.
It's all about being a ninja.
I
won't be playing Ninja for at least a week.
No, you will not. Me and the third dolphin Wills, we teamed up a lot.
Yeah,
we were an unbeatable combo.
I was always good at. I would block a person in.
Yeah.
So I'd be like sitting there and be like, all right, who are we going for? Nicholas? All right. I would make a one moving dive and just clip his legs together between my legs and be like, and he's stuck.
I remember every time we'd play.
If he didn't move out, then you just turn. You just roll him. His knees go down.
We were like, go. And he looked at me, he was like, and I'm like, and I just immediately start blocking her. I wrap my leg around someone and just like hug it, and so they can't move. I'm like, and she's just stuck. I'm like, and you just see Will slowly but surely coming towards her,
and you just see these eyes.
Eventually, at a point, they wouldn't play Ninja with us.
They'll still play Ninja. They're stupid.
Oh, and now Will's is gone.
Yeah, you still got me.
Yeah, still got you.
Still got me.
But you remember every time they were, Shae and Wills are playing? No.
Oh, it was great. Because it would always get down to you two and me.
Yeah.
And we'd be like, all right, boys, reset.
Yeah, it was funny because everybody was like, reset. And we look, and I remember one time, Will only had one arm.
Pterodactyl.
You had one arm, and I had both, and I see both of you.
We're like, take him out.
I'm like,
all right.
And I remember I just dove across the entire room and just slapped Will's hands. And,
I'm like, you were paying attention.
He's like, I didn't think he'd get me. And when I mean, I dove 6 feet across the room.
It was great.
Bah!
A lot of fun.
Once you get competitive on it, it's amazing.
Great game, guys. You can look it up online.
Same thing. I remember a story. Let me tell us when we're done. I need to hurry.
We're at 22 minutes.
Okay. So me, my friend Nolan and Zach were playing Ninja. And at that point, they're just going like, like no breaks. Yeah. And I remember Nolan just went for, Zach had his hand right here. And he dodged it and just,
I heard the slap.
The perfect slap noise. He's like, woo! And the game immediately stopped. Like, they backed off because Zach like,
and I'm sitting there. And the youth leader.
And they do this. And they did this at school. They did it at church. It was amazing.
You're sitting there as not the youth pastor down the youth leader. You're like, I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. I'm paying for that one.
I was Nolan and Zach though, so it's like,
we got away with it with them. Oh, it had been anybody else, it'd be like,
oh yeah, imagine like if it just slapped like
Brian.
Imagine if Nolan slapped Star or something.
I'd be
like,
can't do that.
I'd be like, 1 second, big brother, are you okay? She's like,
It's like, you shouldn't have put your hand there for one, but you.
you
shouldn't have went for it. Yeah, but you guys look it up. It's a fun game. We're going to do this real quick. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, put the notification bells on there so you know when we upload.
Give the bell a hug.
Don't forget about the dislike button that he likes.
Yeah, it's not getting a hat.
And of course, they're going to come in right now. The social media.
Ta-da!
Yeah. And don't forget about the Patreon where you can give us monies.
And if you give us money, you can go check us out on our Discord.
And we'll talk to you.
Yep.
Personally. Without a script.
1-to-1.
How about that? It'd be like back in the day.
Basically, two dudes before do.
How about that?
Yeah.
So, for Two Dudes With Do,
and Lightly Food,
I'm Josh.
I'm Shae.
How do you do?
I really want to play my old game again. I love that game.
I'd love to play Ninja, but I can't.
Oh yeah, great. Bye guys.